Do those not come off? I don't. I don't know.
I know, like they have luggage racks on Kia Souls, but mine didn't have
On the
luggage
red
rack.
truck.
I don't
That's
own a
what
red truck.
they were wanting. Your mom or something is what they're. That's
Oh,
what
you bringing up
they're
my mom?
after.
Oh,
Huh?
okay.
Yeah.
I
I think that's what they're
They told
asking.
she told
And
you
then,
the money.
she doesn't own a convertible either.
oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay. But
yeah.
I mean, answer those, and maybe they would. I think that they are kind of
Well,
done.
if you answer them, then why are they trying to have you ask me?
No, I mean, they like no. I'm just fat. So that's
You're
what
what?
they were trying to get at the other day. You know.
The other day.
I think just like I don't know, just not every, just people that are like covering this story. I guess they all
Like
work
Ansley
together.
Daniels,
A lot
like,
of
hold on,
people do.
is this like Ansley Daniels covering it, or is this like law enforcement, TBI, FBI covering it, or like WCB, WBL?
Just the
Who was-
YouTubers.
Oh, okay.
So,
Do you know what their criminal backgrounds were? What kind of investigative journalists, like what degrees they have, or anything like that? Like,
I think they're YouTubers, and so I'm not
so random people with questions
just
with their own.
yep.
Yep. Oh damn. No shit. Probably. All right. So here's what I'm gonna need you to do. Okay?
Yeah.
Here's what I'm gonna need you to do. I'm gonna need you to go
Okay.
back and tell them to review videos 1 through 16.
1 through 16. Those answers are on there.
Yeah, they're definitely on somewhere on like either the 1 through 16 videos. I review videos 1 through 16.
1 through 16. Those answers are on there.
Yeah, they're definitely on somewhere on like either the 1 through 16 videos I first did that transferred over to YouTube, or they're somewhere in the other 900 I've done since then on YouTube, or possibly the 500 on Facebook. But answers are definitely in there somewhere.
Well, I'm sure. So,
but I definitely don't own a convertible, and Kia Souls do not have ladder racks. They do have luggage racks.
Okay.
Yes, they do have that.
They were talking about the red truck. So, like,
I don't own it.
That just was trying to. You didn't want them to like keep. You just answered those 2 questions. I thought that they were like we're moving on to something else, and I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
Well,
you know that's what this was all about. This whole.
Something else, and I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Damn. Well, you know that's what this was all about this whole time, this 4 or 5 months, or no, this year plus of terrorizing me, my family, Candace, Dawn, Summer, the boys, Alec. You know, those were the only 2 questions I needed answered to stop terrorizing, tormenting, and targeting.
I think that they got what they wanted.
But
I'm just saying, like, I don't know about all that. I just know that was that they had wanted to know.
Oh.
So,
okay. Well,
yeah.
All I can tell them is someone in the first 16 or possibly the 900 after, or the 500, and mostly like whatever that they've stolen on Facebook. I mean, I hear that one of them has a database.
Yeah.
For this. Yeah.
Yep.
I think they have a database.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think hers has been used in another court case before. So she's actually got like experience, making databases.
Well, that's good news, I guess. I wonder if she's got experience putting up her own markers for harassment and slander and stalking and terrorizing and, timestamps for all that. Like everybody else in their databases have. I really hope so.
Well, like if it's just on
I really hope so.
Well, like if it's just on a public
that too.
I know. I don't think that they understand that there's now, what do you call it? Like an anti-database made just for them, to where all their little timestamps are in it too.
Well, I think just the database is all it is a search in the chat, like where something is.
Can you breathe okay?
Can I what?
It sounds like your breathing's up. Like have you ever seen somebody, they take videos like yellow jacket, like you buy gas and the breathing gets short?
No. I haven't.
No.
So,
all that. Yeah. Are you okay?
I'm fine. I'm fine. So, anyway, I just was thinking that might help, if answer those questions and then be done. Or just face whoever it is. So, have you ever called them?
What?
You ever called them?
Called who?
Any of them? Any of the people like bothering you? Have you ever tried to get a hold of them? Turn it back.
Ma'am, they got hold of all of us, ma'am. They can definitely call us from like 911. I'm not sure that you're aware, but
well,
yeah, I've talked to most of these creators in the background for a year plus now.
Well, I think because everybody quit speaking about the round anymore, and you're the only person that was there that day and that's still talking. So of course, people are going to be interested in that,
JodieSue's, is that your music?
So,
nope.
Mute her. Mute now.
Oh, I wasn't gonna stay up long or anything. I just was, we've had
I don't know, Crispy. It sounds like you're prepared to stay up for quite a while.
no, I don't know what you're insinuating, but no.
I mean, I'm just saying it's like 2 o'clock in the morning, but it may be you may be on different time zone.
Yeah, I think so. What time is it there?
It's like 1 or something.
Yeah,
I think
so we're on the same time zone.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think Beautifully has her mic muted, maybe.
No, I just haven't said a word.
Okay, I was like, well, I don't know if you're muted or not.
No, but I would like to, Miss.
Okay, I was like, well, I don't know if you're muted or not.
No, but I would like to, Miss Crispy, on behalf of all the creators, I apologize for you being treated so disrespectfully on this. Miss Jodie, I don't think that was appropriate to treat her like that.
I don't think she's coming on my panel and telling me it's
She
appropriate.
had a simple question.
No, you don't have simple questions, and you know exactly what she's doing over here. Don't say bye, lady, bye-bye. All right. So anyway, carrying on.
Yeah, she's still up there. Boot her ass.
Yeah, well,
Nope, now she's gone.
yeah, well. Anyway, so I mean, we all know what Crispy's up to.
Right.
That whole "we promise we'll leave you alone if you just answer his." So, I mean, we all know what Crispy's up to.
Right.
That whole "we promise we'll leave you alone if you just answer his 2 questions," the same ones that Floppy wants to answer tonight. You still see Green Eyes up in here asking about. It's just yeah, come on, we all get it. Rinse, repeat.
All right.
It ain't a rage quit anything. It's I'll bore the shit out of me if you repeat games. Green Eyes. I think I let Susan up, or Suzette. I think I let Susan up, or Suzette.
Yes, hello. Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay, I'm kind of just a silent listener, but I was just wondering, do you know why TBI or Hawkins County hasn't cleared you or one as a suspect?
Oh, good
All I
Lord.
can say is that everybody got the piece from Hawkins County from the first of the investigation, and that to our faces, they have told us what we are or not. But that's for us, you know what I mean? We've spoken publicly, but until they do that, that's, y'all don't know any different. And the thing is, I don't really care where any of us stand as long as the person or persons responsible for whatever transpired and whatever's happened this summer are found and justice served. So I don't care if they don't clear us until hell freezes over. In the public eye, we all know where we stand. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
I understand.
they obviously have the reasons for not doing that. And I think that it's best that they do whatever they need to do and that they don't, they have their reasons for not clearing or anything else, just like they've not named any of us. You all consider us whatever you want us to be, right? And they say persons of interest. They don't say suspects. They say persons of interest, whatever, but it doesn't matter. Okay. The thing is that law stands and, all that. And even though we know what they've told us, feds and law enforcement to our faces, that doesn't show you all proof, right? I mean, I guess we could stand here and record them saying that, but ain't nobody with any sense going to do that, and I wouldn't violate stuff like that because I'm sure that's some type of sketch. But the thing is that I think they're doing it for a reason, and I think that needs to be left alone. The public outcry for us to be cleared or this and the other, I mean, the public information enforcement's not with them. They obviously have the reasons for it. So, everybody can continue to eat and terrorize us based on that, sure, but because of who they think we are, what they think they know, and misinformation and all this other stuff, right? Or their own personal feelings about all of us. But I think that law enforcement and federal agencies, I mean, when they feel like doing that publicly, they'll do so. And to them, there's, all we can do is tell you, don't care where the public thinks we stand. We know where we stand.
Do you think that that LA is building a case? Do you think that they have a direction that they might be going in?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay. Well, there's so many people that think that Hawkins County is dropping the ball on this case.
I don't want to speak to any. Look, I know that Summer's case is not cold. I know that these men and women are doing their best, that they care greatly, and it is very active, and they are very much working it, and they do care, and they do spend energy and time doing so. And I mean, they've not forgotten Summer, and nor have a lot of, like us being here obviously causes chaos and shit like that for them. And then when creators are having mass reportings done of us or swatting calls and all, it waste time that shouldn't be wasted, unfortunately, and makes it harder in ways. But I do know that these men and women of all of these agencies,
Oh, okay. And can you please clear up anything? I hear a lot about the red truck, and I get lost with all of that. Can you clear anything up about this red truck that everybody is going on and on about?
which one?
The one that was supposedly spotted the day that Summer went missing?
I mean, I can only, the one that they are looking for, I can only tell you as much as law enforcement said publicly, which is that they're looking for, certain years. They have it up on the FBI, TBI website of a red truck, and that it was spotted by, I believe that they said in press conference that it was, because at first we wouldn't say publicly because I didn't know that law enforcement had stated it, but it was by a delivery type driver that had spotted it somewhere around or near Ben Hill, and that they are looking for that red truck. Not necessarily, I don't, the way they put it and the way it sounds is they think the person driving or whatever of that red truck seeing something that can lead them to Summer, or that person may have witnessed something, not that they actually had anything to do with, but that's why they're looking for that red truck, is not because they think that it had something to do with Summer, but that they witnessed something that could help them. And I think Ronnie Lawson, inside of a news interview with, I believe, Ansley Daniels, tells her that the person, if they would come forward from that red truck, that they might hold the piece that would crack everything wide open, is what, and the way he states it.
Do you think that Summer could be in the woods somewhere?
I think if she is, it's nowhere close to Ben Hill.
I was trying to think if I had any more questions right off the top of my head. There's just been so much in this case. I was just trying to go over some of the things. A lot of people ask if, about, a lot of people feel like that, there should be more searches, and that it just hasn't been searched enough.
I mean, I think a lot of people think that this was some sort of Andy Griffith moment. It wasn't. And I don't, for me, like you just asked a second ago if I think Summer could be in the woods, but from the area, I mean, we're all wooded area around here, right?
Yes.
And one of, because do I think that she wandered off into the woods, never to be seen again? Absolutely not. I do not think that, nor will anybody ever get me to believe that. Someone is definitely responsible for June 15th. Summer just didn't wander the hell off into the woods, never to be seen again.
Do you feel like she's still alive?
I think that there's a very good possibility, yes.
Do you still have contact with Candace?
I'd rather not go there, really.
Do you think that Don, or do you know if Don, are they planning on going back to Ben Hill when he gets out of jail?
I do not know. And if I did, I wouldn't put that out publicly because, and it won't, they'll be surrounding everywhere once he gets out. They'll follow him. I mean, they're going to be tormenting everybody again, and that's what they're building up for. If you'll notice the rooms, they're hoping they can get Don back over here. Either, there's all these things they're coming up to right now. But yeah.
Do you know what? Do you have any idea why Candace might have not went to court with Don B when that happened?
I haven't looked. I mean, as far as all that stuff with Don B goes, I'd rather just not comment on it. Just because, I mean, whatever their situation, and I can tell you that he is one of the more notorious for, obviously, y'all seen him do it in person, where he went and found where H was. And then when H is moved, this group goes and finds H again and runs up on him, jumps out of a car, screams his name, thinks it's funny. Don B, from some of the very earliest, was going and taking some of the pictures and a lot of this. Not set in concrete, though. Stop that. Which kind of.
What would you like to say to a lot of the creators that have put out just speculations and their opinions and just some of the crazy theories that they come up with?
And remember, watch what you say on YouTube, JodieSue.
Yeah, all right. Sure. I'm always careful with my mouth.
Okay.
We all know that.
Yeah, that's why I just said that.
For sure.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things I'd like to say.
And you're not allowed. That's why I'm up here.
Yeah. Honestly, all I can say to most of them is I hope that part of you that wants to go, I hope one day what you've done to others revisits you or karma in some way, right? I hope maybe one day you feel the same things you've done to others, but another way, sometimes, I mean, it's almost the same situation like was when I was on Ben Hill. You kind of feel sorry for him, and always torn between hoping karma and everything visits them, even though I don't believe in karma, and the other half, feeling super sorry and bad for them that they're such broken humans that they would do that other humans and children and victims and vulnerable and those and that other humans and children and victims and vulnerable and those and going through the worst moments of their lives. that they terrorize and torment even further because, they pick their sides teams, but they also pick us based on whatever's popular at the time or whoever's throwing the most cash or whoever wants whatever storyline done, or thinking they're really going to solve something or help something by what they're doing. And
You feel like
I'm
there's
really
any
torn.
one of them particular or any few of them particular that has Summer's best interest at heart?
I'm not found one yet on YouTube, and I have looked high and low. And honestly, if I could ever find one with real credentials, it wasn't some failed goofball in their own careers over here on YouTube, trying to make a buck by whatever failed thing they've been through, whatever, or realizing they can make far more over here, like with their X status or their X degree, or they're not so good at psychiatric tests or whatever that, they can make more over here on YouTube. But if I could ever find one that actually had true skills and was over here for the best of reasons, had real credentials behind them, didn't smell like dirt and sewage, was really trying to help find Summer, and could really help put the pieces together, I would absolutely talk to that person one-on-one any day of the damn week, just to get some damn help, because these puzzles in this fire, it's always burning in it, and I don't care what people think of me or how they perceive me, but I do give a shit, and I really do want Summer found. I want justice served. And
So, what is your? I just wanted to know what's your last memories of Summer?
The thing is, there were two events that took place, one before and one after. But like most will tell you, there's one that haunts me where she's at the door, right, and she's asking for a towel, but she wasn't angry or anything like that. She was being kind of bossy, but it's kind of haunting. And then there's another stuck in my head where one of the puppies falls down and they're all trying to chase it down there at the bottom. And I swear, because it's one for me that's kind of mixed up, right?
Mhm.
Because it was always happening at like one of the newest litters or this and the other. I mean, they were always chasing the pups, but there was one where it was just the boys after Summer was gone, and then one before, but one of the puppies had followed and fell. Me and Candace were in the road talking, and one of the puppies had kind of fell over a little bit, and it was in the weeds, and Summer was trying to get the puppy, but then it's always. But then also there was this moment where she was on Dawn's hip like usual, and she had this little look about her, and it was one of her usual, like she did this like, I don't know about her, and it was one of her usual, like she did this like, I don't know, you can see it in some of the pictures of her, but when she was with Dawn is when, and she'd always kind of peek around him no matter who you were, but then she'd be goofy or she'd be whatever, but there's this little look she had, but she was on Dawn's hip at night, and she kind of had her hands on her face, and she kind of looked around and did a little wave and all that, and it's all kind of worked for me because those are some of the last,
Was she a little coward?
those are some of the last, you know.
Was she a little coward?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I'd hear over and the boys would be picking on her, whatever, like brothers, or you know what I mean.
Oh
And
yeah, there was 7 of us. So
and I'm sure y'all have heard, Dawn say this as well, but and Candace as well. But oh yeah, at first like she would be upset, and you'd hear her start to like well back. She's like, and then you could tell she's like, oh hell with this, and then she'd go right back at them, and then they would be wondering, oh crying, but she
yeah.
she was kind of
Well,
off, you know what I mean? She's a 5-year-old. A lot of people want to put all these personality traits to her that aren't present in children yet, but she was very much sweet and fire and all these things too. But I mean, and it's like I've always said, I was far closer to the boys than Summer. Had more interactions with the boys than Summer.
yeah. Well,
Like some of the things I've heard on here by some of the fake panel writers and these others, and I know that Candace has heard it too. And these that they just
I know it's hard to talk about her, and it's hard for me because she is the same age as my granddaughter.
And I think a lot of people want to make her all of these things, because it's what they dream of, a 5 or a 6-year-old being. And it's like they talk about her hair, but you can clearly see in the church videos it's cut, and she's done exactly what Dawn said. She had cut her own hair and this and had it a mess, and But then also it was, normal behavior for him to shave off and on, whether, school and shared things or not. The boys regularly every summer, just like mine, they had their hair cut.
I heard earlier that you was talking about the cars, the red truck that was seen today.
Yeah.
Mm.
Do you know anything about it besides what was told by the TBI?
Um,
I mean, I understand if you can't answer some stuff, and that's fine.
there are things, and I've openly said this, there were whispers that first day before dark even fell that don't make sense with the rest, and I don't know how anybody would have known. So there are a lot of questions for me as well surrounding not just, I guess, the red truck, but several,
Yeah.
and how certain things were already transpiring or whispered about before even really law enforcement had arrived in there. You just the stuff they get up to. I just can't.
Is that not against the law in Tennessee?
No, I'm sure because the cops have been pretty pissed every time it's happened. Like with Gavel down here and all them playing in that bullshit call that day. Cops are pretty pissed, and they're like, we don't even think we should take these. They did all the things. They knew it was bullshit. Anonymous and half of them already knew us. Right? And then this last one, what you have is, I'm like, nope, I'm on live, and it's floppy, and it's all of them, just select and call again, and they called off the rest. Yeah, I went about our day. And I'm like, I'm all time, etc. But every time anymore, I know I can see like in our case we were all warned. It's like in a way, but it was only in the same way the public heard it, which was they were having issues with social media or something like that, right? They hated social media type of thing, but nothing specific, nothing to warn any of us. Nobody said to our faces, hey. And even though I knew what I knew before leaving Ben Hill and all that, and I heard like Cher and Floppy and all them in person and knew the games that were being played between them and Candace and knew that Candace and all them were fucking with them and playing games back and all that, you still don't understand what the group is, right? And I knew from the first night Summer vanished and that first call comes in to the ex pseudo MIL. And I was like, as soon as she said that to me, we walked in the door, I was like, you didn't. I was like, that could not have been a real call. And she was like, and then she backs up about what was said, but then like it later comes out that she continued to talk to these people thinking they're real, but they were hiding it from me, like all things, but they kept slipping up and
Did she really think that they were real, or did
and see like in our case we were all warned. It's like in a way, but it was only in the same way the public heard it, which was they were having issues with social media or something like that, right? They hated social media type of thing, but nothing specific, nothing to warn any of us. Nobody said to our faces, hey. And even though I knew what I knew before leaving Ben Hill and all that, and I heard like Cher and Floppy and all them in person and knew the games that were being played between them and Candace and knew that Candace and all them were fucking with them and playing games back and all that, you still don't understand what the group is, right? And I knew from the first night Summer vanished and that first call comes in to the ex pseudo MIL. And I was like, as soon as she said that to me, we walked in the door, I was like, you didn't. I was like, that could not have been a real call. And she was like, and then she backs up about what was said, but then like it later comes out that she continued to talk to these people thinking they're real, but they were hiding it from me, like all things, but they kept slipping up, man.
did she really think that they were real, or did she really think that they were real, or did she just say she thought they were real?
She thought they were really a church group type of religious organization helping missing children.
Why is
And
she talking a church group? I mean, if they're not long, sorry.
I
I have questions.
I had to deal with it for so long. You can't with those people. But anyway, they kept mistakenly sort of mentioning it in front of my kids. That they were like, even my kids were like, Mom, it's still happening, and they're still talking to these people about us, and all these other things were happening, but you don't understand to what degree until you don't realize that you're hunted and preyed upon until like we were in the middle of they were trying to fix fake bed, and they were setting up one of summer's real FBI with this fake one and did in a way, and you're in the middle, it's like holy shit, and then these people go to do
Right,
things.
and then like the shit, like the computer shit, it advances so quickly. I'm asking my adult children, how do I do this? And my kids are like, I don't know, I had to ask a 7-year-old. Fuck, not that old.
It does, yeah, but these people make a living off of it, so it's basically they're on tech 24 hours a day. They're always keeping up with that, the newest platforms, newest way to do whatever, and so they keep up with it. But yeah, I think it's they were in and out. Most cases are solved fairly quick, even though a lot of people think there are like I don't know.
Well, like full disclosure, I honestly, when I first heard about Summer, I thought it would be solved quickly because I was like, oh, another blonde-haired, blue-eyed girl. that'll be out of the news by next week. And then a month later, I heard about her again, and I was like, wait, they still haven't found it. And then